Swamiji, Dr. Anand, guests. It's good to be here. I'm not an academic, so you're going to get a practitioner's reflection on the themes that we are exploring today. As a child, I grew up in Cambridge with a father who was a priest in the Church of England. I lived in a Christian house and we followed Christian culture and traditions. We kept Christian festivals. We ate fish on Fridays, pancakes on Shrove Tuesday, simnel cake on Mothering Sunday, hot cross buns on Good Friday, and chocolate eggs on Easter Day. My whole understanding of the laws of creation, my ethical views, my political leanings, and my vocation to my life has been influenced by my faith. And living in Western Europe during the end of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st. It wasn't until I was 19 that I began to engage with people of other faiths, having moved to work at Coventry Cathedral. Coventry, if you know, is a large city with a diverse set of cultures and traditions coming from many different continents. The city has many mosques, temples, gurdwaras, synagogues and Christian churches. The skyline is dominated by places of worship for some 300,000 citizens, the 9th largest city in England. The cathedral, although a Christian place of worship, belongs to the whole city and its people. One of the most challenging experiences for me was to describe the Graham Sutherland tapestry of Christ in glory to a Sikh priest through his interpreter. In describing this theological artistry, I had to make full sense of it for myself in order to convey something of its meaning to one person of faith to another. At theological college, I took a keen interest in Judaism and consequently journeyed to the Holy Land for a month before ordination. This was organised by the Council for Christians and Jews. I've been a member of that society for over 20 years. The pilgrimage to the Sea of Galilee, to Yad Vashem, the Via Dolorosa, has been something that stayed with me ever since. Praying at the Wailing Wall was a deeply spiritual moment in my life. After ordination, I found myself working in Manchester, that great cosmopolitan second city of England. Here I worked alongside both Jew and Muslim. My first child was born in St Mary's Hospital, and in the next bed was Phoebe Arkwright, whose parents were Reformed Jews, and whose bat mitzvah my family and I attended not long ago at Jackson's Row Synagogue with my good friend Rabbi Reuben Silverman. However, the main Reformed synagogue in Manchester, as some of you may know, is the Menorah Synagogue, which until very recently was led by Rabbi Brian Fox. Brian and I became firm friends. We occupied one another's pulpits with regularity and frequently on television and radio. Every year Brian would lead a Seder meal for the Christian community during Holy Week. It was always both fun and profound. In my parish of Chorlton-cum-Hardy is an Islamic high school for girls. Here I made friends with both staff and pupils, teaching GCSE Christianity and ethics. The girls would ask why Christians worship three gods, as in the persons of the Trinity. And what was the Christian answer to abortion, divorce, homosexuality, all the easy questions for which I had to try and provide a coherent answer? Nothing less would satisfy these academic teenage girls, hungry for knowledge and trying to make sense of their own faith and culture in Western Europe. 9/11 was the biggest wake-up call for me, as the realities of extreme religious views and intolerance literally exploded onto the world stage. Those pictures of situations across the other side of the world began to have an impact here at home in England. The Islamic high school began to experience graffiti, and the girls travelling to and from school experienced a level of hate crime unseen openly before. The Menorah synagogue increased security for fear of crime and hatred. I moved from Manchester to Halifax in 2007 to a community which is dominated by white British and Asian Muslims, with a small representation of other faith communities. Within my own Christian community, I began to hear racist comments. Members of my own community criticised the school I'd chosen for my children because it contained 50% Muslim children, and the quotations my children brought home from hearing teaching staff speaking of them Muslim children, I found truly shocking and alarming. Never before had my own children met racism so openly displayed, and we had some difficult conversations as parents over the tea table when my own children talked about their own school day and what had happened, what they had seen and heard. Physically located between white Burnley on one side and multicultural Bradford on the other, Halifax remains vulnerable to the politics of the far right. As chair of the Board for Standards in Public Life, I've had to monitor the performance of elected members representing both the British National Party and the English Democrats. I'm pleased to say they no longer have seats in Calderdale. However, in recent years, the English Defence League have made their presence felt, and this challenge has brought about a new resilience to the Halifax community, which shows that most people want to live side by side, sharing land and all the resources which God has given to his people. Much of this work has been supported by Calderdale Interfaith Council over some 20 years in one form or another. Here a small dedicated group of faithful people have sought to encourage and enable groups of people from different cultures, faiths and backgrounds to meet one another, breaking down barriers of misunderstanding, myths and legends about the lives of people other than their own, and whose lives run alongside but very separate. Symbolic moments in the life of the nation have become important. Standing at the cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday as people of faith, not just Christian, is hugely important for all kinds of reasons. Sharing Holocaust Memorial Day as people of faith speaks both to the faith communities and the wider world. The Queen's Diamond Jubilee brought the communities of West Yorkshire together in Halifax Minster, where as people of faith we could lead the nation in thanking God for his gift of Queen Elizabeth II and all that she and her family have given during her 60-year reign. National Interfaith Week provides a focus for the faith communities to come together and celebrate what we have both in common and our own rich diversity. The poor of the world bring faith communities together, raising money for flood victims in Pakistan, bringing tins of food to the Halifax Food Bank, demonstrates something very deep of what it means to be human and a person of faith. The influence of people from other faiths and cultures has enriched my own life. The idea of Buddhist meditation, has taught me the value of the words of the psalmist, "Be still and know that I am God." The Islamic 5 pillars of prayer have taught me the values of the monastic tradition in punctuating each day with times of prayer and reflection. Judaism has taught me of the importance of faith and culture and food and faith for me and my family. Sikhism and Hinduism have taught me to respect that there are many and varied routes to seeking God, and that for me as a Christian, Jesus Christ is the way I choose to live my life and engage with God. They affirm my Christian belief, not threaten or challenge. In a world where secularists and humanists try to drive people of faith into the private world, we need to stand firm in our public faith, offering the world an alternative vision from war, power and control to one of peace, love and freedom. Thank you.